The alarming reality is that Trump's administration is now targeting the Black community, and the consequences are already being felt. In a stark warning, a sister in this video urges Black men and women to rally together, emphasizing that this is a direct attack on Black people's rights and freedoms. The halting of investigations into police department is a chilling reminder of the systemic racism that persists in the United States. Hello guys, and welcome back to our channel. Now, the police reform agreements put in place in 2015 after the tragic incident involving Freddie Gray were a crucial step towards holding police departments accountable for their actions. By halting these agreements, Trump's Justice Department is essentially giving police departments a free pass to continue perpetrating violence and discrimination against Black people. Now, the situation is dire, with ICE now knocking on the doors of Black people's homes and many losing their jobs due to Trump's policies, particularly those under executive contracts. It is indeed a wake-up call for the Black community and a reminder that the fight for equality and justice is far from over. So with that said, let's take a look at these videos as our fellow Black brothers and sisters share their experiences. I'll be right back.
My algorithm has been suppressed. My videos are not getting out, but this is a warning and we need to rally together. If you are a person of color, a Black person, because this is, again, directly about Black people, like, share, comment, boost this to the For You page because this is serious. Remember how I told you that once they were done focusing on immigrants, they were going to turn on Black people? And this is why we should have minded our business and stayed out of it altogether. Trump's Justice Department halts police reform agreement. Why is this a problem for Black people? Because that police reform was specifically put in place in 2015 after Freddie Gray was slain, and I'm going to tell you exactly what it means. It's basically made it so that they could keep tabs on police departments for the people that they were unaliving, harming, or being treated unfairly through them. It makes clear that the department will use all appropriate legal authorities to safeguard civil rights and protect the environment. This has to be consistent with long-standing departmental practices informed by the expertise of the department's career workforce. You follow that up with what just happened with Elon Musk doing that salute. I told you guys we were next. Share this. We need to come up with something now. This is not a joke.
I'm pissed off, and I'm real pissed off. Today, while I was Ubering, I had a gentleman get in my car. He asked me who I voted for. I said, I don't want to talk about politics, just trying to keep it light. He said, oh, you must have voted for Kamala. I said, sir, I really don't want to talk about politics. Well, that man looked at me and said, well, you know what? Trump's going to fix things. He's going to get the Mexicans out of our country and the Haitians, and he's going to put you Black people back where you belong. That's what he said to me. Because y'all decided to vote for a racist, now all these others are feeling very emboldened to say whatever the hell they want to. Y'all voted for the same people the KKK, the Proud Boys, and the skinheads voted for. That says a lot. How can you be? Yeah, I'm pretty pissed off because I ain't never had that happen to me. He gonna put us Black people back where we belong. That's who you voted for, the same man as that man. Sad.
I lost my job today because of Trump. And listen, I know that firing people is his favorite thing to do. And that's what we love in a leader. Somebody who takes glee in firing people. That's somebody with integrity, correct? Correct. We love this. I got fired today when I was working on a project for a contract. This was a 2-year contract that the executive director reached out to me and said, hey, Noelle, I know you just got laid off. I have something. It's just a couple of hours a week, but we're looking to get someone that can help us with this program. We're getting women into trade jobs, and we just need them to be able to get the training and support that they need. We want to make sure that leaders have what they need to make sure that women feel included when they get into these roles. We want it to be as smooth as possible. I know that you can do it. Can you take this job? And it was just enough to keep me afloat and do something that makes an impact. And the Department of Labor said today that I had to stop working. I know that I'm going to have people in my comments that are thrilled that somebody like me who helps people with disabilities, who helps veterans, who helps pregnant women, who helps parents, who helps Black, Indigenous, and other people of color, I know that they are so gleeful that people like me get fired for helping others. I know that that makes their day. But that's what it is. And I'm so proud of the work that I've done. I am so proud of the legacy that I built with helping people that need that support and making sure that workplaces are the kind of places where they can get the support that they deserve and they need. And to see everything I worked for get ripped away is hard. Now, I know DEI has always evolved, and I talk about this all the time. I will figure out a path forward for myself, but I am so infuriated, and I hope the price of eggs is worth it to you people.
Yo, this is crazy, right? I had applied for a job with the IRS a couple months ago. I got an email a day or two ago. It's telling me that they canceled their job announcement and they was tossing out all the applications. Why? Because of Trump. Absolutely. So I tell people all the time, black people, not black, white people, Hispanic, why'd y'all really vote for Trump? Was it because of cost of living? Was it because of the price of housing, price of groceries, eggs, bread, whatever you want to call it? Did you really think about your vote after this man told you exactly what he was going to do? Did you sit down and think, okay, if I vote for Trump, he deport all these people, he got rid of this, got rid of that, how would that affect me, or how would that benefit me? You didn't think about that? Think about it. Those people that picking up vegetables, doing a job that you don't want to do, that's building the houses, that's working hard, right? To do the job that you don't want to do the things that you don't want to do. So now who's going to be doing them? Okay, so let's say white people want to do them. Are you not going to ask to get paid more money? Let's say black people, legal black people, you're not going to ask to get paid more money? Hispanic people that are legal, are you not going to ask to get paid more money? So if you demanded more money, don't that mean that the cost of the thing is going to go up? Duh. And I'm going to tell you like this, bro. Y'all didn't want to vote for Kamala Harris because she was black, right? Bro. Or because she was a woman? Y'all really didn't think, bro. We in 2024 at that time, bro. And we're in 2025 now. You still think a woman can't be president. You still think a black woman can't be president. And you as a black person, person of color, you went against your own judgment or benefit. It does not make no sense, bro. Trump just got rid of DEI, bro. Which means black people ain't gonna have nobody fighting for them. A disabled person ain't gonna have nobody fighting for them. A person of color, bro, they gonna discriminate against you like however they want. They're gonna have their way, bro. We about to go back. Instead of moving forward, we're going backward, bro. All y'all had to do is think, bro. Just sit down and think before you vote. That's all you have to do. But hey, whatever. Hey, do what y'all want. Do what y'all want. When it's hard, don't come in here whining. Don't come in here crying. Don't do it. When you can't eat, don't come here crying. And don't be out here begging, asking people.
Y'all, it's really happening. I live in Arizona, and last night at about 8 p.m., 2 undesignated white men came knocking at my front door. And I don't really know anyone out here, so I wasn't expecting company. And also I have a doorbell. Like, why were they ringing my door? So I'm on the phone with my homegirl. I sit the phone down and I go to look out the peephole and I'm like, who is it? No response. Who is it? I'm looking at them. They look at each other. No response. Who is it? They look at each other and say, missionaries. They did not look like missionaries. They look like two, what's the word? You know, when cops don't have the clothes on, like undercover cops. Like, one had a lanyard around his neck and something on it, but I couldn't see it. So I'm like, oh, no, thank you. And they just stayed there. And I'm like, no, thank you. They look at each other and they stay there. And then they walk away. It was absolutely ice. And I'm so grateful I didn't open my door. I mean, I don't think they would have, taken me away, but just the fact that it's happening is terrifying. Y'all, all jokes aside, it is getting real. And I ain't scared because I ain't no, but I am a little nervous.
ICE is out here raiding people's apartments. I was driving to the office.
And if you think that the Black community isn't next, if you think that they're not coming for Black people next, you clearly do not know America. you do not know America. If you actually think that they are able to round people up and they're not going to find an excuse to hit the black communities, they're going to be like, yeah, there's illegals over there too. If you think that they're actually going to be trying to differentiate between who's an American citizen and who's not, and they're not going to go based on color of skin, because that's what they're doing to the Mexicans. And guess what? They're coming for us next. They're definitely coming for the colored community next. Definitely. It's always going to turn around to the colored community.
Please listen to what I'm trying to tell you. This message is for people of color, and in particular black people. I want to share that we need to be careful about how we react in these coming days, years, etc. Because the current administration has already shown us that there is a strong agenda to target, if you will, black and brown people. Everybody thinks that this is about immigration and people not liking immigration, but that's not true. This ain't about that. They don't like any brown or black people, just so y'all know. So knowing that means that we got to move differently in this season to stay safe and to protect ourselves. And this is how we're going to do that. Black women, no popping off at every little thing and every time somebody disrespects you in this season so that you can stay safe and out of jail. Just walk away. Just walk away. Let them have it. Now, if you haven't mastered the ability to be able to read people without raising your voice or escalating situations, because you know we already are labeled as angry and aggressive and difficult. And some of us are, but they are as well. But this ain't about them. This is about us. This is how we are going to stay safe. We are going to walk away and ignore certain things, especially when we're being baited. Okay? We already saw how the Ohio woman issued an apology because she assumed the black man was, she lied and said that the black man was chasing her when clearly he was not. Karens. It's going to be a lot of them coming out of the woodwork trying to make things difficult for us. So I'm trying to tell y'all, you need to be on full alert because it's going to be a lot of Carolyn Bryants yelling and screaming and acting as if somebody did something that they didn't do. That's how Emmett Till got unalived. Carolyn Bryant accused him of something that he absolutely did not do. So, ladies, gentlemen, and every other, if you are a person of color, this is your time to act accordingly and stay safe. Stop popping off. And when you get pulled over, make sure that you have your license and registration. Put your hands on the wheel. You get, do not act up. Do not act out. Shut up. Just be quiet. Because they want any and every excuse. Any and every excuse. In my hometown, in a town in Texas, they said they're pulling people over for no reason at all. Any little thing. That's just because that's just a way for them to violate and disrespect them, because 9 times out of 10 in some places, black people don't have their driver's licenses, they don't have IDs, and they don't have insurance. That's another thing. Take care of your business so you will give them no excuse.
Now, according to news sources, the Trump administration is putting a halt to agreements that require reforms of police departments where the Justice Department found a pattern of misconduct, according to a memo issued Wednesday. The new administration may wish to reconsider settlements and consent decrees negotiated and approved by the prior administration. said the memo issued by Acting Associate Attorney General Chad Mizell. Now, Mizell ordered the Justice Department Civil Rights Division to not execute or finalize any settlements or consent decrees approved prior to January 20th, 2025. The memo also orders civil rights lawyers to notify the Acting Associate Attorney General of any settlements or consent decrees finalized in the past 90 days. Now, the memo feathers the department's goal to speak with one voice in pursuing the administration's priorities, a Justice Department official said. The move was widely anticipated with the change of administrations and has the potential to upend police reform efforts in Minneapolis and Louisville, Kentucky, which were announced by the Justice Department in the closing weeks of the Biden administration. Now, the consent decree agreements with both cities are awaiting final approval by judges in those states, meaning that the Trump administration's Justice Department could seek to scuttle the deals. Now, a separate Wednesday memo from the Acting Associate Attorney General ordered the civil rights attorneys to not file any complaints, motions to intervene, agreed upon remands, amicus briefs, or statements of interest until further notice. Now, it's common for new administrations to review pending litigation to try to determine whether it aligns with their policy positions. But current and former justice officials say new administrations usually seek to conduct reviews on a case-by-case basis. Now, President Donald Trump and Republican allies have long criticized the use of court-ordered consent decrees to enforce police reform efforts. During his campaign, Trump vowed to back the blue, a slogan meant to show support for police even when officers are accused of misconduct or civil rights violations. In Trump's first administration, the Justice Department similarly sought to scuttle police consent decrees. Now, the Louisville decree was reached in mid-December after a years-long investigation into the city's police department following the fatal purpuring of Breonna Taylor in 2020. Among the proposed reforms outlined in the agreement was a requirement that Louisville police officers use appropriate de-escalation techniques and attempt to resolve incidents without force when possible, and use force in a manner that is reasonable, necessary, and proportional to the threat presented. Now, it also mandated the department investigates allegations of officer misconduct fully, fairly, and efficiently, and holds all officers who commit misconduct accountable through fair and consistent discipline. Now, the agreement with Minneapolis reached earlier this month came years after the unaliving of George Floyd at the hands of officers with the city's police department. A DOJ probe of the department found that its officers used excessive force, including unjustified unaliving force. Now, among other things, the agreement focused on Minneapolis preventing excessive force, stopping racially discriminatory policing, improving officers' interactions with youth, and protecting the public's First Amendment rights, according to DOJ. Now, during Trump's first term, the Justice Department attempted to upend an Obama-era consent decree for Baltimore's police department that hadn't yet been approved by a judge by the time the new administration took over. But that effort ultimately failed, with a federal judge in Maryland saying the Justice Department's move to scrap the agreement came too late. Now, the time for expressing grave concerns has passed, and instead, the parties must now execute the agreement as they promised they would. U.S. District Court Judge James Breda wrote in an April 2017 decision. Now, to be honest, the decision to halt police reform agreements is a devastating blow to the Black community, and it's very clear that this move is directly targeted at Black people. The police reform agreements put in place in 2015 were a crucial step towards addressing the systemic racism and police brutality that has plagued Black communities for far too long. Now, by halting these agreements, Trump's Justice Department is essentially giving these police departments a green light to just continue perpetrating violence and discrimination against Black people. Now, this move will embolden these police departments to disregard the rights and lives of Black people, leading to more instances of police brutality, racial profiling, and unjust unalivings. The consequences of this decision will be felt deeply by Black communities. Where trust in law enforcement is already at an all-time low, it will lead to more fear, more mistrust, and more division between law enforcement and the communities they are supposed to serve. Now, this move is not just a setback for police reform. It's a direct attack on the humanity and dignity of Black people. It's a reminder that in the eyes of this administration, Black lives do not matter. Once again, the message is very clear. Black people are not worthy of protection, and Black people's lives are expendable. The halting of police reform agreements is a reminder of the systemic racism that persists in this country. It's a call to action for all those who care about justice, equality, and human rights. People must stand together and demand that leaders take action to protect the rights and lives of Black people. Now, this reminds me of 2017. When Trump took office in January 2017, his administration worked aggressively to turn back the clock to the nation's civil and human rights progress. And we saw that through 2017 to 2021. The consequences of Trump's policies are being felt deeply in the Black community. The revocation of the Equal Employment Opportunity Executive Order of 1965 has stripped away protections that ensured Black people had an equal footing in job hiring. Now, this move has led to Black people losing jobs, and the situation is only getting worse. To make matters worse, Trump's administration has also halted police reform agreements, which were put in place to address systemic racism and police brutality. Now, this decision sends a disturbing message that Black lives don't matter and that R-to-the-6 cops will not be held accountable for their actions. It's really heartbreaking to see that the very people who were supposed to protect and serve the community are now being given a free pass to perpetrate violence and discrimination. The Black community is paying the price for Trump's policies. It's important that people stand together and demand justice and equality. As the Dodge Association of Black Attorneys so eloquently put it, DOJ ABA will not be silent. We must raise our voices and demand that our leaders take action to protect the rights and lives of Black people. Will not be silenced and will not be ignored. We have finally come to the end of the video, but what do you, our viewers, have to say? Share your thoughts, your views, your contributions as well in the comment section. Thank you for watching and see you in our next video.